Hello everyone, my name's PG or Team America, and welcome to my review of Forged in the Barrens and how the cards relate to Duels. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all of the classes one by one, and then the neutral cards, and I'm going to just focus on the cards that I think have a potential to see play. I'm going to gloss over, there's a lot of cards. And if I don't think they'll be relevant in duels at all, I'm just gonna basically skip over them. So we have, so Demon Hunter is getting a lot of Death Rattle synergy. That really sucks. So, it won't really matter. Death Rattle, summon a Death Rattle minion from your hand that costs 3 or less. And then it sucks. Won't be relevant. And then Fury rank 1, what does this even do? Wow, it doesn't even show the other rank. Okay, there we go. It goes from 3 to 4 at 5 and 10 mana respectively. Face Demon Hunter isn't very good, so I don't think this will be playable. Vile Call, maybe playable in token decks, because the lifesteal will be nice. Tusk Piercer, Death Rattle, draw Death Rattle minion, that's terrible. Death Speaker Blackthorn, 7 mana 3/6, summon 3 Death Rattle minions that cost 5 or less from your deck. Maybe if you're running Wagon and Stalag, you could make that work, but probably not, because if you draw one of them, it's not very good. If you get too many cheap Death Rattles, it won't summon Wagon and Stalag. It's a super powerful effect, but probably just too slow. Outcast, draw 2 Death Rattle minions, too slow. Sigil of Silence and Sigil of Flame. So what the sigils you play at, and it's like a secret that starts at the beginning of your next turn. But I don't think there'll be a control deck that really benefits from these. So, and then Razor from Beastmaster, I think is just terrible. Curtis Ashfallen, I think will be good enough to be played. 3/4 that Outcast attacks the left and most right enemy minions, and it's immune if it's outcasted. So, I mean, that seems decent. So I could see that just fitting in because it's a good card, but everything is just... They did not give Demon Hunter help this expansion. Moving on to Druid. Celestial Alignment is a meme. Thick-Eyed Kodo is just a good anti-armor. 4 mana, 3/5. Haunt, Death Rattle, gain 5 armor. Maybe you could find play. Thorn Growth Sentry, summon 2/1/2 turtles with taunt. Maybe you can find its way into Token Druid. I think Pride's Fury is too slow for Token Druid. Plague Maw the Rotting. After a 4 mana 3/4, after a friendly minion with taunt dies, summon a new copy of it without taunt. Maybe you can make this work with Greybow. Outside of that, I don't think it's that good. But it's still a really powerful effect. Razormane, Battle Guard, the first taunt minion you play each turn. Less. None of the Druid decks are really curved decks, so I don't... Well, it's an okay effect. I don't think it's that good. Guff, Rune Totem. 3 mana 2/4 after you cast a nature spell. Give another friendly minion +2/+2. So, I think a lot of nature spells are pretty cheap. I don't actually know all the spell classes. This could be good in Totem Druid, because you got a lot of cheap spells like Wrath and Nature Studies. We'll see. But unlikely, because it's really slow. Mark of the Spike Shell, give a minion +2/+2. If it is taunt, add a copy of it to your hand. I just think it's too slow. Probably. Doesn't, yeah, it's too slow. It's just not that good. Living Seed, drawing a beast, I don't think it's gonna be valuable. Druid of the Plains, this card is really powerful. I don't know if it'll find a way into a deck, but it's a really good card. 7 mana, 7/6 rush. Frenzy transform into a 6/7 with taunt. Frenzy being if you the first time you survive damage. So it transforms and like you kill a minion and then you get a 6/7 taunt on the back end. It's really good. I don't know if it'll fit in the deck, but it's crazy good. I'll probably just have to put it in my spell druid deck because it's good enough. But yeah, moving on to Hunter. Hunter's kind of interesting. It got a lot of value cards. So like Warsong Wrangler, discover a beast in your deck, give all copies +2/+1 wherever they are. Probably too slow. Piercing Shot, maybe if you're playing the Face Hunter, deal 6 damage to a minion, excess damage hits the enemy hero. I don't know, like, it makes you just sad that it can't be Fireball. So, I mean, like, it would have to be Face Hunter, probably not, though. Hakoto, discover a beast, secret, or weapon. Like, typically just Hunter decks haven't been value-oriented, and their hero, like, in Duels, you either get value with your hero power, or value isn't that valuable to you because you care about face damage. So probably just too slow. I think all of the caravans are terrible. They're all 2 mana 1/3s that do something at the start of your turn. So, and 2 mana 1/3s are pretty vulnerable to just die. So they're all win more cards that I just don't think will help you very much. Wound Prey, deal 1 damage, summon a 1/1 Hyena with Rush. This could be playable. It's a good card. Pavish, Storm Pike. 3 mana 2/5. After a friendly beast attacks, summon a beast from your deck that costs 1 less. So in Standard, they don't have access to Tundra Rhino anymore. In Duels, we still got access to Tundra Rhino. So, like, let's just say you got the coin, you slap this down turn 3, they don't have a way to deal with it. You coin out Tundra Rhino, it attacks, you summon a 4-cost beast, that attacks, you summon a 3-cost beast, that attacks, you summon a 2-cost beast, that attacks, and they all can attack because of the Tundra Rhino. So, this has potential. I haven't thought out the exact deck for it and exactly what beast you would be wanting to run, but this is an incredibly powerful effect, and the tools exist to potentially make it worth running. So it obviously couldn't be the Death Rattle deck, I don't think, but that is scary. Volker Pack Runner, after you cast the spell, summon a 1/1 Hyena with Rush. I mean, there is enough 1 mana spells that are going to be decent that maybe that's good enough. Tame Beast, Brink 1. So it summons a 2/2 with Rush, and then at 5 mana it summons a 4/4 with Rush. That costs 4 mana, so maybe you pair it with Pavish Storm Pike. So for 5 mana you play this, and then you play this, and you have a 4 mana minion that attacks, and then you summon a 3-cost minion. So I don't know, just some stuff that seems powerful that could find its way. Barak Kodobane, 5 mana, 3/5 draw, 1, 2, and 3 cost spell. Hunter can struggle with card draw, and this is a lot of it. Like Tracking is 1 mana, Secrets are 2 mana, like Petting Zoo is 3 mana. Kill Command is 3 mana. It could maybe see play. I don't think it will. And then Sunskull Raptor, I think this is just terrible. You don't want a 1-drop that's going to get shuffled into your deck. But yeah, and Kill Command will still be around as well, because Legacy will be in Duels still. So, moving on to Mage, Arcane Luminary. Cards that didn't... 3 mana, 4/3 cards that didn't start in your deck cost 2 less, but not less than 1. So, it looks like this is kind of like a Sorcerer's Apprentice replacement for Standard. Whereas, I wonder how this would work with Sorcerer's Apprentice. I'm not sure. But it seems okay, and it might find its way into decks. Because that is a pretty powerful effect. And you do discover a lot of cards in Mage. Oasis Ally, when a friendly minion is attacked, summon a 3/6 water elemental, so it's like a 3 mana water elemental, but it has to come slower. It's okay, I don't think it'll find its way into anything except Secret Mage, which I think Secret Mage will still be bad, but maybe not. A Rhyme Tongue, after you cast a Frost spell, summon a 1/1 elemental that freezes. I don't think that'll be good enough. And I don't think the face decks will be as good. Like face Demon Hunter is already bad. And I think face Rogue will get slightly worse, but I'm not sure. If face Rogue is still a thing that you have to worry about, maybe, but you probably would just run the Elemental Hero Power then, instead of this. Well, I mean, it's okay statted, and it's just adding stats on the board. It's like Violet Illusionist. Oh, but it's only for Frost spells, never mind. I thought it was any spell, and I was like, yeah, you know, that's actually going to be good. No, it's just Frost spells. I don't think this is good. Frost spells, I don't think are going to be that easy to run, unless you build your deck around it, which I think won't be good. Refreshing Spring Water, 4 mana, draw 2 cards, refresh 2 mana for each spell drawn. I think that this will be ran. How Mage usually works in Duels is you're always running out of cards, and you just need more. And like, typically your deck is mostly spells, so I think that this will be good and get played. Wildfire, I think this could get played. I'm not sure. 2 mana, increase the power of your hero, damage of your hero power by 1. I think it might be too expensive to use a card on this, but I mean, I will for sure be trying it out. I think this is close, but I'm not actually sure. A lot of people will I think a lot of people are going to be overhyped on this. And I think it's close. Like, 2 damage hero power is really good. But you are using up a card on it to do nothing else. And I think people underestimate how expensive that is. Like, it takes time to get the value back, so we'll have to wait and see. I'll be trying it out. I'm optimistic about it, but cautiously optimistic. Ruined Orb, 2 mana, deal 2 damage, discover a spell. I think this is good. I just think it's a good card. So I'll probably be running it. Varden, Dawn Grasp. 4 mana, 3/3 Battlecry, freeze all enemy minions. If any of them are frozen, deal 4 damage to them instead. I don't think you'll run this or Flurry, which freezes a random enemy minion and then freezes more as it upgrades. I don't think those are good enough cards to make the cut. Like, the decks are pretty optimized. Like, it's a 4-mana Frost Nova with a body, but, like, you rarely would consider running Frost Nova before. But, would you run Frost Nova with a body, though? It's close. I could see testing it out. But, I mean, I would probably rather just run Reckless Apprentice, which is 4 mana. Fire your hero power at all enemies with the Mana Worm hero power. Because that just seems insane. Because you will get assuming they coded it correctly, you would get a Mana Worm for each minion that dies like this. And it's already a 4-mana 3/5. So I think Reckless Apprentice will be really, really good in duels. The issue is with the elemental one, it'll fill your hand with 2-mana elementals that you won't be able to get out of your hand because they'll be too expensive. I assume that it will add them to your hand. Maybe it wouldn't. Maybe the adding it to your hand is part of casting. I'm not actually sure how this will work. It should summon the Mana Worms, though. And then the Mordish Fire Eye. Well, this looks amazing. If you dealt 10 damage with your hero power, this game deal 10 damage to all enemies. I think it's too slow. I'll probably play with it at some point on a dare. And just for fun. But I think it's too slow. But it looks like a lot of fun, to be clear. I think it's a lot of fun. I don't think it's good enough, though. Alright, moving on. Paladin. Most of these cards are pretty worthless. Galloping Savior is a secret after your opponent plays 3 cards in a turn. Summon a 3/4 steed with taunt. I could see that making its way in a deck. The most important one will be Knight of Anointment. 1 mana, 1/1, Battlecry, draw a holy spell, and the signature treasures, Men at Arms and Humble Blessings, which Paladin decks are built around. Those are holy spells that you basically win the game if you draw them. So let's say those are the only holy spell in your deck. This card gets a lot better. Because your win rate when you draw those cards goes up immensely. So I think Knight of Anointment will... This card alone could be what brings Paladin out of the tier 5 hole. And potentially into the tier 3. Maybe tier 2. By itself, I think doubling the amount of... Like, it's basically your signature treasure. And doubling the amount of signature treasures in your deck is pretty good. So, we'll see. Like I said, I think all the caravans suck. If you control a secret draw minion, Like, so these cards are decent. I don't think they'll be played at all. Parail Rome. 4 mana, 4/3, Rush Divine Shield. So, and it has the effect whenever this attacks reduce the cost of holy spells in your hand by 1. I don't think that the decks will have holy spells in your hand when you play this. But I think the card is just like a 4 mana, 4/3 Divine Shield Rush. I think that that's what you play, and I think it'll be good enough to be in decks. The effect, which is incredibly powerful, I don't actually think will be part of the card of why it's played in duels. Invigorating Sermon, give +1/+1 to all minions in hand and battlefield. Probably not good enough. After you cast a holy spell, summon a 2/2 medic with lifesteal. Not good enough. Potentially good enough. 5 mana, 4/4, transform your secrets into 3/3 soldiers. They transform back when they die. I don't think you'll be running enough secrets, because secrets tend to not have that much value, but maybe. So, I mean, like, Kodo will be in, I think. Give away Kodo. I think that'll be in for my Goro. So maybe. And the Hydrologist, Discover a Secret will be in. So maybe you'll play a few secrets. Maybe making this potentially playable, but I would lean towards no, but maybe yes. Alright. But yeah, like I said, for Paladin, the Knight of Anointment is what matters. Priest. A lot of these cards don't matter. They did get some heavy hitters though. Like Void Flare, I don't think matters. It does damage to random enemy. Only deals damage to random enemy minions. Forward Fortitude, I don't think will be playable enough early on. I don't think the Caravans are playable. Devouring Plague, 3 mana, lifesteal, deal 4 damage, split among all enemy minions. That seems really strong. Powerful anti-aggro card. Serena, Bloodfeather. I barely comprehend how this works, but it says choose an enemy minion, steal attack and health until this is more. So I don't know exactly how this works, but so I'm just thinking like if you play this on a 3/4, the end result is the 3/4 will be a 2/2. Or not 2/2, a 1/2, and then this would be a 3/3. And then, but it's a little confusing. Deal attack and health until this is. But I think overall this is just a crazy good card, because it only costs 2 mana. So it's like you get like a mid-sized minion on the board and make one of their minions weaker. I think Serena is insane. I'll probably even craft it golden. It's just insane. And then Zarella, also insane. Battlecry, if you restored health this turn, deal that much damage to all enemy minions. Yeah, absolutely busted. 4 mana 4/4 Battlecry. It's like a flame strike half the time. Like, cause you can heal 3 health pretty easily. Excuse me. Yeah, like you get access to a lot of spells. Like just you discover a Radiance or something, and you can for 5 mana you can flame strike the enemy board. Like you do have to be damaged, but Priest of Anchi. I think this could be okay. Probably not though. Probably not. 5 mana 5/5 taunt. Condemn could be okay. Deal 1, 2, or 3 damage to enemies. Like you basically try and play control with Priest, so just having more control tools will be nice. Light Shower Elemental. Taunt, restore 8 health to all friendly characters. Taunt, Death Rattle, restore 8 health to all friendly characters. Like, just having your hero healed for 8 health is probably good enough. And then there's like some upside with that. So I could see this being played as well. So Priest actually did get some okay cards. Their legendaries I think are just great. So we'll see. I mean, the meta's gonna be so different. I can barely even think about what it'll be like. There's so many changes and new cards. So we'll just have to see. Moving on to Rogue. I think Field Contact is too slow. After you play a Battlecry or combo card, draw a card. This has to be on the board. Efficient Octobot. Frenzy, reduce the cost of cards in your hand by 1. This is a big maybe. I have no idea how this card will turn out. I don't think it's good enough. That has a powerful effect. But would you ever like, because you basically would need 2 cards, or just hope that your opponent. It's pretty hard for your opponent to kill this in 1 hit most of the time. So I would say this is close, but probably not. Silverleaf Poison after your... Give your weapon after your hero attacks, draw a card. Maybe on Self-Sharpening Blade. 2 mana is pretty expensive. When you can play 1 mana, draw 4 cards. So this is a maybe. Wicked Stab rank 1. I think you just play Eviscerate over this. It does go up to 6 mana, but I think Eviscerate's better. Probably. But I mean, you can play this and Eviscerate, so we'll see. I mean, you can go Apothecary, Elbrim, Battlecry, and Death Rattle add a poison to your hand. So there are going to be 4 poisons, I believe. There will be Deadly Poison, Nitro Boost Poison, Silverleaf Poison, and Paralytic Poison. They're all pretty solid. Although Nitro Boost is going to 2 mana. So they might just be too expensive. And a 4 mana 3/2 is also pretty expensive. So probably won't be good enough. Swine, Tusk, Shank. 3 mana 2/2 after you play poison, gain 1 durability. I think that Self-Sharpening Sword is just so much better than this that you can't play this. But yeah, I think that. Gab's Cutter Butter. You probably just play this. It's actually pretty insane. Like, imagine if you have Nitro Boost Poison, you play this, you play Self-Sharpening Board, you play Nitro Boost Poison. I think, so basically coin will make this card so much better when you're on the coin. And when you're not on the coin, I think this card will be a little clunky. Because 4 mana combo is pretty difficult to trigger. But if you have the coin, playing this turn 3 is absolutely absurd. Like, and I think that'll make it good enough to play. Like, I mean, you do have cards like Backstab and Preparation. I think Scabs is really good. Tomb Pillager. Wait, what? Pillager is back. What do you mean? No, Tomb Pillager isn't in. But is it? Oh wait, Tomb Pillager is core, isn't it? Yeah, so Tomb Pillager will be in. So you do have access to coin, maybe. Paralytic Poison, give your weapon +1 attack and you're immune while attacking. So on Self-Sharpening Blade, it's a little interesting. But typically you just want to be attacking face. But making it so that you don't take damage when you don't attack face, that's alright. Oil Rig Ambusher, Battlecry, deal 2 damage. If this entered your hand this turn, deal 4 damage instead. While insane, I don't know if this makes the cut. It might though. But typically you're killing people so early. I don't know if it does. And then Yoink I don't think is playable. You want your hero power typically. Alright, moving on to Shaman. I mean, this 1-drop is okay, but I don't think... Like, so the archetypes, you got your Overload, you got Totems, and then you got, like, your Face Hunter. Or Face Shaman. And I just don't think this fits any of those. Earth Revenant maybe could see play in, like, the Totem Shaman. Like, it's a decent anti-aggro card. 4 mana, 2/6 taunt Battlecry, deal 1 damage to all enemy minions. Lilypad Lurker, like, but, I mean, Totem Shaman is really more of an aggro deck than a control deck. None of, like, you can't really play, so Control is hard to play, and Control Shaman is basically impossible to play. You kind of try to play it in Overlord Shaman, but I just don't think that the tools are there for a Control Shaman to work in Duels at the moment, because you don't have access to enough card draw is the main issue. Because like Lily Pad Lurker, if you play an Elemental last turn, transform an enemy minion into a 0/1 frog with taunt. So basically it's a 5 mana Yeti with Hex if you played an Elemental last turn, which is insane. But you don't play Control Shaman in Duels right now. So it's just not going to be good, most likely. At the Tiny Fin Caravans are all worthless. I don't think Acid Stormer makes its way into any of the decks. So the only cards that look like they really have a chance is like Firemance or Flurgle after you play a Murloc, deal 1 damage to all enemies. Like, maybe, but I don't even think so. Like, because there's no Murloc deck that you want to build. Because the hero powers don't fit with Murlocs at all. And I don't think there's enough support for it. Like, you basically would need Toxfin in the deck. So I don't see the Murloc thing happening. I don't see the Elemental thing happening. Yeah, I think so Chain Lightning I could see in a deck, and then the Earth Revenant I could see in a deck, and then Brucon out. That's a lot of spell damage. That's a lot of nature spell damage. So I could see this making its way into a deck. +3 spell damage is not a joke. Like if Maelstrom Portal is... I don't actually know the nature spells, but if Maelstrom Portal makes it in, I could see that being pretty sick. But yeah, I just don't think there's... Like, even though there are going to be Murlocs coming in from Angoro, I just don't see there being enough Murloc synergy for it to be worth running Fungalmancer Flurgle, and nothing can stop us. Like the hero power doesn't support it at all. Most of the core cards don't support it at all. I don't think it'll be good enough. But I mean, maybe I'll be proven wrong. Maybe I'll be proven wrong. I hope to be proven wrong. Like there is the Murloc quest, but I still just don't see it being good enough. Maybe, though. Maybe with the Murloc quest you could find a way to make it work. We will see. Moving on to Warlock, which has some spicy cards. Caravans, I've said I don't like any of them. Cabal Outfitter, Battlecry, and Death Rattle give another random friendly minion +1/+1. I mean, that might be okay. This is the one that scares the crap out of me. Barrens Scavenger, 6 mana, 6/6 taunt, cost 1, while your deck has 10 cards or fewer. Now, the thing about Duels is, your deck starts with 16 cards. You start with 3 or 4 in your hand. So, and then if you have the discard hero power, this is going to cost 1 mana on turn 3. A 6/6 taunt on turn 3. Game 1. So, yeah. Get ready for that. Neru Fireblade. Battlecry, if your deck is empty, open a portal that fills your board with 3/2 imps. So how this will work is if your deck is empty, you play it, and it'll put a dormant portal on your board, taking up one of your board slots. That says at the end of your turn, summon, fill your board with imps. 3/2 imps. So it's similar to Cthulhu, but it's not as good, I don't think. And you'll be fatiguing. Like, you have to kill... You continue fatiguing and you still have to kill your opponent. So I don't... I was thinking that maybe you could put this in instead of Cthulhu and just burn through your deck. But because you'll be fatiguing, I'm not... And I mean, maybe like with the Envoy Rustwicks, you could get by with it. It's interesting, and I'll probably try it out, but I think that the Cthulhu discard deck is just better. Alter a fire, destroy the top 3 cards of each deck. Probably not that good. Could be like a tech card if certain combo decks become too strong, but I don't think it'll be ran, because I do think Cthulhu will be the deck you want to run. But we'll see. Grimoire of Sacrifice, destroy friendly minion, deal 2 to all enemy minions. Probably not, but maybe. Tasman Roam, whenever you cast a shadow spell that costs 1 or more, add a copy to your hand that costs 0. To be honest, I just don't know. I don't know the spell schools at all, and they're not all labeled correctly except for the core set. So basically I'm waiting until they update the cards in the client before I comment too much on the stuff that interacts with them. So yeah, we'll just have to see on that. I'm honestly not sure. Soul Rend, deal 5 damage to all minions, destroy a card in your deck for each one killed. It's a very powerful card. I don't think it'll be ran, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was. So also, this is kind of with the Barrens Scavenger. Bloodshard Bristleback. Lifesteal Battlecry. If your deck contains 10 or fewer cards, deal 6 damage to a minion. And that, like, the 6 damage is lifesteal as well. So every Warlock deck is going to be running these 2 cards because of just how strong. The power spike in game 1 is just going to be too much. So Warlock is going to be busted in the early games. And then Imp Swarm. Whatever, you're summoning imps. Moving on to Warrior. Whirling Combatant. 4 mana 2/6. Battlecry and Frenzy, deal 1 damage to all other minions. Pretty solid AoE. Stonewall Anchorman, Rush, Frenzy, draw a card. I don't actually think that's that good. But, maybe. The fact that it, like, it's understated, but it has Rush and draw and Frenzy draw. Maybe this might actually be playable. Because I'm actually, like, there's a lot of value that you can gain with these cards. Bulk Up, give a random top minion in your hand +1/+1 and copy it. Probably not. Outrider's Axe, I think this card is actually insane. If 4 mana 3/3 weapon, after your hero attacks and kills a minion, draw a card. So you're controlling the board and you're still drawing cards. I feel like an issue I have a lot in my warrior decks. Well, there are 2 issues. 1 is you die, and 2 is you run out of cards. So this doesn't really help with the dying part, but it can help you drawing the cards. Rancor, deal 2 damage to all minions, gain 2 armor for each destroyed. It's a card that gives you armor and kills stuff on the board that could be taking away your armor. So maybe we'll see. Conditioning, ranking spell. Give minions in your hand +1/+1, then +2/+2, +3/+3. It's 2 mana, hand buff card. It's probably too slow, but it does buff all minions in your hand for 2 mana, so maybe, but probably not. Overlord Starfing, 7 mana, 5/4, battle card, resurrect 2 frenzy minions, deal 1 damage to all other minions. So you're triggering the frenzy, which is pretty decent. So yeah, maybe, but it's probably too expensive. And I don't think there's frenzy minions that are that good. But some of the neutrals are have pretty strong effects, so maybe. Rancor, I really don't think this is that good. I want to be wrong. But okay, so Rancor, 3 mana, 2/3 rush. After a friendly minion attacks and survives, give it +1/+1. So like best case scenario, you play this and you attack a 1/1 and it becomes a 3/3. So but like ideally you're playing this, like if you have minions on board that can attack face, they're getting buffed after they attack, so it's understated because of just how much it'll snowball, basically. So if it's a massive win more card. Warsong Envoy, Frenzy, gain +1 attack for each damaged character, and obviously it would include itself. So, maybe. I don't think it'll actually be that good though. And then Morshan Elite, taunt battle cry. If your hero attacked this turn, summon a copy of this. There's a lot of weapons that cost 4, including Sword Eater. So I think this will see play. Like, it's a taunt, and there's a lot of 4 mana weapons. Like, for duels, there's Death Spite, there's the Cleave one with Spell Burst, Reaper Scythe, and Sword Eater. So that's going that turn 4 into this turn 5 is insane. Getting 2 4/4s with taunt. Yeah, I think that this will, and like you can also play this in the taunt warrior deck, which I will be playing and trying out. So yeah, I think this is gonna be good. Alright, moving on to the neutrals. A lot of these I don't think are good. Our Watch Post I think is terrible. Lushwater Scout, after you summon a Murloc, give it +1 attack and rush. Probably terrible. So what? Riverside Croc. Battle Cry, the next spell your next spell this turn is +2 spell damage. Not very good. Your Death Rattle cards cost 1 less. I don't even think that's good in Death Rattle Hunter. After a friendly secret is revealed, gain +2/+2. I think this has potential in Secret Hunter. That's about it. Maybe Secret Mage. I don't like potential. I still think it's bad though. Death and Cultist, taunt, Death Rattle, restore 4 health to your hero. Yeah, probably not. But low potential. 3 mana, 3/2. Summon a 2/1 hog with rush. It's actually not terrible. But probably not good enough. A Ratchet Privateer, give your weapon +1 attack. Probably not. Venomous. A lot of these cards would be really good in Arena though. Like Venomous Scorpion, poison, battle cry, discover a spell. 3 mana, 1/3. That's a solid card. I don't think it finds its way into decks, but like we'll probably have to take cards like this in group learning. You'll probably see them. Sunwell Initiate, Frenzy, gain Divine Shield. Like maybe in No Pain, No Gain Warrior, that would be okay. Like honestly, a lot of these Frenzy cards are basically playable in No Pain, No Gain Warrior and almost nothing else. Like Gruntled Patron. Frenzy, summon another Gruntled Patron. Like, for 1 mana, you turn this into a 5/2 and you summon another Gruntled Patron. Or you just play this and then you cast Inner Rage on it and you get another Gruntled Patron. Maybe. I think that a lot of the Frenzy cards, you'll have so many options with the Frenzy cards in No Pain, No Gain Warrior. And then if the Floor is Lava is still around, maybe, but I don't think you can play around that. Like this one, Trajo Brave. Frenzy, destroy a random enemy minion. Like, that's a pretty powerful effect. I wish it had Taunt. 6 mana 4/8 is pretty solid stats, though. Injured Marauder, so this is a 4 mana 5/4. Maybe you could see playing Priest. Discover a card in your opponent's deck, they draw theirs as well, probably. Like, kind of like a tech card, probably won't see play. Burning Blade Acolyte. 5 mana, 1/1, Death Rattle, summon a 5/2 Demon Spawn with Taunt. Could easily see playing Death Rattle Hunter, probably nothing else. But yeah, that's pretty sick for Death Rattle Hunter. Gold Road, Grunt, Taunt, gain armor. Frenzy, gain armor to the damage taken, so. And understated, that's pretty terrible. This one is Darkspear Berserker, 4 mana, 5/7, Death Rattle, deal 5 damage to your hero. Man, I hope that this doesn't become the meta. Man, I hope this doesn't become the meta, because, oh my god, this is so dangerous. Like, with 20 health? Oh my god. It's a Death Rattle, too, so it'll probably be meta. Can't play it in Death Rattle Hunter, but oh my god, that's terrifying. You can summon it with the new Demon Hunter Death Rattle package, which is still going to be terrible. Code of the Wilds, 2 mana 2/2. If you're holding a nature spell, gain +2 health. I mean, of the crappy cards, this is one of the better ones, but it's still crappy. Nikolfain Hyena, 2 mana 2/4, deal 3 damage to your hero. This could be played in Priest, maybe. Because, I mean, 2 mana 2/4 stats is pretty good for fighting for the board. Lushwater Mercenary. I don't think Murlocs are a thing, but I mean, a 2 mana 4/3 would be good. Kindling Elemental. The next elemental you play costs 1 less. Not good enough. I think all this Watchtower stuff is. This is the only Watchtower I'm interested in. It's a 3 mana 3/5. Can't attack after your opponent plays a minion. Summon a 2/2 Grunt. It's when they play a minion, not summon a minion. And the 2/2s don't have taunt or anything, but I mean, it's pretty well statted. It's incredibly well statted. So we'll see. Barrens Blacksmith. I think this is too slow. It has too many requirements. Board Operative, very interesting. Battlecry, copy your opponent's secrets and put them into play. And it's just a 3 mana 3/4. So you don't steal them, but you get to like scout their secrets and you get their secrets. And you don't lose stats for it. So pretty good. Primordial Protector, draw the high spell, summon a random minion of that cost. I think it's 8 mana price tag is too much. Kazakus Golem Shaper. So This is really good, I think. Like, it'll only be playable in the first few games, but I think it'll be really strong. And Celestian posted how it works. So step 1, you choose your size. It's like a 1 mana 1/1, a 5 mana 5/5, or a 10 mana 10/10. And then so it'll like you get 3 of these choices to choose from. You discover one of them. So you can discover Rush, Taunt, Divine Shield, Lifesteal, Stealth, or Poisonous. And then the second half of it, you either buff your other minions, summon a copy of it, freeze random enemy minions, deal 3 damage to random enemy minions, gain spell damage, or draw cards. So I think that the 5 mana option, like if you were to get Grom's Blood and summon a copy of it, so you get like 2 5/5s with another card the next turn, I think that'll just be insane. Like imagine 2 5/5s with Rush on turn 5. So yeah, I think that this might be meta to be put in your first starting deck. I at least think it should be tinkered with. I'll probably make a golden one for Duel. Like, I honestly think this card might be better in Duels than it is in Standard. And I think it might be pretty damn good in Standard. So we'll see. Spirit Healer, after you cast a holy spell, give a random friendly minion health. That's terrible. Razor Main Raider, friend 5 mana 5/6 frenzy attack a random enemy, which can still be face. So again, no pain, no gain, and basically nothing else. Manrik, help Manrik find his wife. She was last seen somewhere in your deck. So you play this, you shuffle Manrik's dead wife in your deck, and then he becomes a 3/10 that attacks your. So you might also need to put this in your starting deck. Because your decks are just so thin at the beginning that like there's like a 10% chance you're gonna draw his wife on the net. Like I honestly think Manrik and Kazakis could both be auto includes in a lot of decks. Samaru, your peon I think isn't worth talking about. Samaru, I think will be insane and no pain, no gain. Like 5 mana, deal 3 damage to everything, and then you have a 3/5 with Rush left over, and you can get him in Diamond. Like the worst part about him is he shuts off Kazakis, but I think he'll be really good in Warrior at least. The other classes I don't know, but in No Pain No Gain, he is insane. And then Vol'jin, I haven't played with him at all, and we've had the option for a long time. So that so I guess a review overall, I think Mage is getting good tools, Paladin is getting the 1 card, Priest is getting good tools, Rogue is getting good tools, Warlock is getting good tools, Warrior is getting good tools. And yeah, so I think that the meta is going to shake up a lot. There's a lot of changes. You can look at there's a huge Duels update coming on the 25th. You can look at that video. And yeah, watching on YouTube, please be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think. And yeah, check out my Duels update video as well. And watch me every day on twitch.tv/TeamAmerica. Thanks for watching.